Master's program in Regenerative Medicine here at Queen Mary University. My name is John Connolly, and along with my colleague, Dr. Kristen Brown, we lead this program and we'll be giving you the introduction today. So for those of you who may not be familiar with the field already, regenerative medicine is a relatively new area of research, and it focuses primarily on the use of cellular or biological components to regenerate or repair damaged tissues and organs. And it's a highly multidisciplinary field, so it draws from the fields of stem cell biology, but also tissue engineering and biomaterials. And there's also close collaboration with clinical medicine in order to translate these therapies to patients. And so here at Queen Mary, we're focused on a number of different areas of regenerative medicine research. And just to highlight a few, these include basic concepts in stem cell biology, so how stem cells can self-renew and differentiate along different lineages. There's also a strong translational focus, and this includes things such as gene therapy for hemophilia. And then more recently, there's been a new initiative to develop next-generation models of tissues and diseases. And this is centered or developed through the Center for In Vitro Predictive Models, which launched just last year. And the rationale for this new initiative in engineered in vitro models is that our current tools for modeling human physiology and disease are quite limited. And they consist of typically either oversimplistic cell culture dishes or animal models which don't accurately reflect human biology or physiology. And therefore, they're often very ineffective tools for understanding true mechanisms of physiology and disease, but also limit our ability to develop effective therapies for many diseases that are currently affecting the world. And so with this initiative, we're bringing together researchers from across the university to try to implement new technologies and drive forward new developments in modeling human-specific diseases within the lab. And to do this, we're leveraging a number of different exciting technologies. And this includes things such as organ-on-a-chip, organoid cultures, and 3D bioprinting. And here, what we're really trying to do is develop tissue models that mimic what is seen in the body. And this includes more complex three-dimensional structures, including multiple different cell types, and importantly, using human cells so that we can, as I said before, mimic human physiology. And so this is quite an exciting area of research, and through the master's program, you'll be exposed to a number of these different technologies and the researchers who are working on them. So just to quickly summarize the structure of the program, this is a full-time, one-year program, and it's delivered collaboratively between the School of Engineering and Medicine, as well as the School of Medicine and Dentistry. And this really reflects the interdisciplinary nature of the program. It consists of 8 taught modules, which are worth 120 credits, and those are delivered over the first and second semester. And then there's a 60-credit dissertation project, which students carry out over the summer period. In the first semester, students will take 4 required modules, and these will cover topics such as molecular and cellular basis of regeneration, stem cell and developmental biology, research skills and methodology, and tissue engineering. Then in the second semester, students will have the choice of 4 out of 5 elective modules, and these will include topics such as ethics and regulatory affairs, biomaterials, tissue-specific stem cells, induced pluripotent stem cells, and neurodegenerative diseases. Then in the third semester is when the students carry out their dissertation research projects. So here the students will be working full-time in the laboratory for approximately 12 weeks on a project on one particular area of regenerative medicine. And there's a wide number of topics available, ranging from biomaterials to basic disease mechanisms, stem cell biology, and even some more translational projects. So the way that the projects are allocated is that around October, the project topics and specific descriptions will be released to the students, and then they'll have the first semester to meet with supervisors, discuss the aims of the project. And then at the end of the first semester, students will submit their top 5 project choices. and we'll try to allocate students to one of their top 5 project choices. And this will be notified in term 2. And then the students will formally begin their research around the first week of May. And that's when they get into the labs and actually start learning techniques and carrying out research. So that brings me to the end of my section. And so now I'm going to pass over to my colleague, Dr. Brown, to cover the next section.
Okay, so following on from Dr. John Connolly's points, I'd like to show you some examples of projects that we've offered to our students. One of the things that we're most proud of is the diversity of projects that we offer, ranging from projects in tissue engineering, to biomaterials, to stem cell biology, wound repair, and similar associated fields. So here are 3 examples. Dr. Adrian Biddle supervised a project called Cancer Stem Cells Undergoing Heterogeneous Modes of Migration in Melanoma. Dr. Elena Bachakova offered genome-edited stem cell models for severe obesity. And Professor Julien Gautreau offered development of a microvascularized skin-on-chip platform. Our students join these groups and are supervised by the group leaders, and they have the opportunity to work with modern cutting-edge equipment, and they produce really beautiful data. And this is something that we're really proud of. This is some data taken from our students' dissertations. And you can see the high quality of the data, and we obviously teach them how to analyze the data properly and present it properly. And we find that this puts them in very good stead for their future career ambitions. So let's talk about future directions within regenerative medicine. Is this a good field to undertake training in? We're very lucky to work in a field that is growing. So this is a graph of the UK regenerative medicine market. And you can see that revenue has been increasing year on year. We're about halfway through the graph now, and that growth is projected to continue. We have a lot of international students who obviously are also concerned about the global market, and we see a similar pattern when we look at the regenerative medicine market globally. So we feel confident that we're preparing students for a career that is not only thriving now, but also will continue to thrive in the future. So let's talk about some of the destinations that our students have taken after the master's. On the right-hand side, we have a picture of some of our graduates at their December graduation ceremony a few years ago. And you can see that they're all looking very happy, and they've actually gone on to very good career paths, the people in this picture. In terms of our overall destinations, we have quite a few students who've progressed to PhD studies, both in the UK, at places like Queen Mary, King's College London, UCL, Manchester, but also internationally. So, for example, we have graduates studying for PhDs in Germany, in the Netherlands, in Ireland. Other graduates have progressed to research careers, either in academia or in industry. Now, sometimes this is their long-term career ambition, and sometimes they're using it as a transition step to what they want to do next, which is often as a PhD. Other graduates have pursued careers in science publishing, both in the UK and internationally, in the science education sector. Some of our graduates have gone on to medical school. We have several graduates who are now at UK medical schools and various schools. And some of our graduates have already trained as clinicians, as dentists or doctors, and then they have returned to their clinical career, making use of the new knowledge that they've gained during their masters. We're very supportive of our students, whatever their goals or aspirations are. Not everyone wants to go on to do a PhD, and we certainly understand that. And we support this in several ways. We offer a careers workshop toward the end of the academic year. We also have a LinkedIn alumni network where we share networking opportunities with the group and job opportunities and PhD opportunities. And finally, Queen Mary Careers and Enterprise offers support not only for our students while they're with us, but also for up to 2 years after they graduate. So they can help with things like how to write a good cover letter, how to update your CV, how to go about searching for a job. I want to talk briefly about the impact of COVID-19. Obviously, this has been a very unique year. What we have been doing during the current academic year is delivery via the blended learning method. So this has involved quite a lot of online learning. Some of it is pre-recorded content, and quite a lot of it is live interactive content. So sometimes those are small seminars, sometimes we have breakout groups so the students work closely together. Sometimes there's student presentations. It's still very interactive, and the students work together in groups and they give us presentations. We have been really pleased that our student feedback has been very positive in the face of these enforced changes. I think we've adapted really well, and have been pleased that our students also have adapted well. When it's been safe, we have been bringing the students onto campus, and we are very hopeful that we'll be able to bring them on for their final research projects. If they were to start today, they would be able to start on campus. But obviously our first priority is looking after student and staff safety, and we always need to be flexible, and we need to follow national and local guidance. We are very hopeful that the COVID situation will improve next year, but given our experience during the current academic year, we really feel confident that we can adapt and deliver an excellent training in all circumstances. So whether that's a blend of online and on-site, or going back to entirely on-site, we feel confident that we can do it and deliver something high quality. And it's probably worth noting that COVID impacted our degree last year, and several of our graduates from last year's group have already gone on to PhDs. So again, we were able to help them progress to their aspirations. Finally, I want to close with a few tips for those of you who have not applied yet for the application and for the interview. Two things that we look closely at are the personal statement and the interview. And our recommendation to you is to make it personal. So explain why you, specifically you, want to study regenerative medicine at the postgraduate level. We're really lucky to have students who are enthused about the subject, and that makes teaching and learning a real pleasure. So we want to understand why it is that you are interested in studying for this particular degree. Also think about what attracted you to apply to Queen Mary. What are the attributes of the university and the program that made you want to apply here? And finally, we're really interested in understanding how the masters will fit into your training journey and your future aspirations. And we'll discuss these things with you during the interview to make sure that the program is a good fit for you. Okay, so finally, I just want to thank all of you for listening today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can email the program. The email is on our website, and we'll be happy to get in touch with you. Otherwise, we'll have the opportunity to speak with you when you interview. And I think later in the year, we'll also be offering some webinars, so you'll have the opportunity to interact with us live and ask us questions. So please look out for that. On behalf of myself and Dr. Connolly, thank you very much for your time today.